Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. A big thank you to each and every one of you for your continued support. May God bless you. I'm still on with my charity work. Those who thought I stopped, no. I'm on with my charity work, but there are some reasons why I went slow on posting charity stories in this platform. But maybe I will begin soonest when my mind has settled. But then, I'm on with charity work. Those who follow my Ekegusi YouTube channel, tunachapa kazi proper. And I want to thank you all for your continued support. We are about to finish this year. Na Mungu awabariki sana. We've done so many projects. Kuna mwanafunzi ambaye hakugraduate for 9 years, tukamlipia fee. She's graduating in December. Kuna 2 twins who never joined campus. Mmoja tulimutuma Maseno, amefanya admission. Mwingine tumemutuma Egerton, amefanya admission, wamemaliza. There is another woman, tunapanga mazishi ya the daughter who passed away in hospital, mwenye tulichangia bili hospitali, lakini akafariki. Mazishi ni Wednesday next week. Tumemchangia pesa ya bili hospitali, tumemchangia pesa ya coffin, tumechanga pesa ya gari ya kubeba mwili. So tunazidi kuchapa kazi pande zote. Na Mungu abariki sana for your continued support. Kaka, kuna zile ninaita story za jaba, story za mogoka, story za miraa. You've heard today the president of Kenya akisema they will be borrowing, watakuwa na borrow pesa kutoka kwa local investors. Umesikia akizungumza hiyo leo? I think it was in Tanzania. Before I proceed, can we listen to William Ruto's clip?
Mpango yetu katika serikali hii ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba savings as a percentage of GDP, which is now at about 8 or 10%, we want to move it to 20 or 25% in the next 10 years. Ili msingi wetu kama taifa, tuwe na hazina yetu ambayo tumeweka, tuwe na akiba yetu ambayo tumeweka. Saa hizi tunakopa pesa nyingi kutoka nchi zingine kwa sababu wao walitutangulia kwa kuweka akiba. So badala ya sisi kwenda kukopa pesa kutoka watu wengine ambao wameweka akiba, tunataka tuweke akiba yetu. Ndio hata kama serikali inataka kukopa, ikope kutoka mama mboga ama ikope kutoka mtu ya boda.
Now, Kaka, I am not afraid. And I will not fear, because my arguments are based on truth. Always. Julius Malema always tells me, when you stand on truth, the accuser fails to accuse you because they know it's bitter reality. The person who is telling us that they will be borrowing from local investors ni mtu ambaye who borrowed 1.2 trillion in 8 months. 1.2 trillion in 8 months. Huyu ndio mtu anatuambia they are going to borrow from local investors. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes Ruto tells us that he is going to borrow from Kenya savings. I don't know how this is going to work. But according to the data I have for you today, in 8 months alone, William Ruto borrowed 419.46 billion from domestic market. 716.92 from international market. In December 2022, the person telling us will be borrowing from Kenya savings received 87.73 billion from International Monetary Fund. In May 2023, the person telling us is going to borrow from Kenya savings received 127 billion from Consortium International Lenders. 2 weeks later, the person telling us is going to borrow from Kenya savings received 141 billion from World Bank. In July 2023, William Ruto received 70.55 billion. According to the data from the Central Bank of Kenya, it shows that Ruto borrowed 137.48 billion between September and December 2022. A total of 50.42 billion was disbursed in September, 21.58 billion was disbursed in October, and 65.21 billion was disbursed in November. The person telling us that he's going to borrow from Kenya savings has requested billion of shillings loan from China, saying he is coming to complete stalled infrastructure. Huyu ni mtu anasema Tanzania that is committed at borrowing. Huyu ni mtu anasema that Kenya is not going to borrow from international lenders. Stories are jab, stories are mogoka. Stories are miraa. Yani mtu anatuambia is going to, yani mtu anasema Kenya we are not going to borrow again. But mtu anasema hivyo, in only 8 months in government, he has borrowed 1.2 trillion Kenyan shillings. Huyo ni mtu anawaambia ati sasa sisi hatutaenda kukopa kama serikali iliyopita. Stories za mogoka, stories za jaba. The same Ruto who is telling us that he will never borrow is said to receive 1.8 trillion from World Bank. Hiyo pesa imekuwa discussed, it has been approved. World Bank is set to loan Kenya 1.8 trillion Kenyan shillings. Huyu ndiye mtu anasimama Tanzania kudanganya wa Tanzania that Kenya will not borrow from international lenders. Stories za jaba na mugoka. And by the way, Kaka, in all that, I want to let you know that on 16th December of this year, huu mwaka tu, 16th December of this year, Ingenious Land and Properties Limited, Ingenious Land and Properties Limited watakuwa na event kubwa sana pale Nakuru. Ni event ya kufunga mwaka ya kupeana title deeds. Kama unataka kashamba, call them and find out. Wapigie simu. And you know the processes of knowing a genuine land. Wewe wapigie simu, they have genuine title deeds. Call them, waambie tunataka kashamba mahali, nataka ka 50 by 50 somewhere. So they'll be having a very big event on 16th December 2023 at the Athletics Club in Nakuru. And kama unataka kuattend event yao, you want to find out, just call them 0723 77 75 55 0723 77 75 55. The chief guest during that day atakuwa ni Reverend Ben, President, GCM Church. And they will be having 13 projects. One, they'll be having Langalanga to Gilgil phase 1 and 2. They'll be having Gilgil Ridges phase 1, 2 to 5. They'll be having Subukia phase 1 to 3. They'll be having PA phase 1 and Sunrise phase 1. According to them, hii ni deal ya kufunga mwaka na wako na offers. The biggest title deed issuance in Nakuru will be happening on 16th December 2023. Fika pale and get to know about so many things, vile unanunua shamba, vile unapata genuine title deeds na mambo mengine. God bless you ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.